What's up guys, DuArktik here with another Marvel Strike Force video, and in this video we are finally going to answer the question how to beat a Super Scroll without a Super Scroll. Well, we have answered this question in the past, but today I'm going to reveal the biggest secret, and you can see the secret right now on the screen. Can you see the secret? You probably still cannot see the secret because it seems like it's not there, right? But it is there. So we're going to talk about how you can beat Super Scroll without having Super Scroll. And even if you have Super Scroll, you can increase your chances of winning against Super Scroll by using this very unique character that we have in the game for a very long time. It's one of the oldest characters that we have in Marvel Strike Force, but it's still a character that has insane amount of value in all kinds of game modes. And this is, of course, Hela. We're going to explain why Hela counters so badly Super Scroll and why she is such an important character on Arena. I have been using her for a very long time, and not only on offense but also on defense. If you guys watch my live streams, I have been using Hela for like what, 10 months or so, and no one ever realized that, and many times I mention it and people thinking that I'm joking. I'm definitely not joking. So I'm going to explain to you why Hela is such a big counter against the Super Scroll. And even if you don't have Black Knight, a lot of people now are going to get Black Knight is another counter against Super Scroll. But even if you don't have Black Knight, you can counter Super Scroll by just using Hela on your normal Secret Defenders Apocalypse team and be able to catch up in the meta if you so desire. And we are also going to take a look at 3 different matches. You guys are always complaining that I'm always facing the same defense or whatever. We're going to take a look at 3 different defenses. One with Green Goblin, the other this one that we see right now on the screen, the other one with Void Knight, I think, I don't remember. 3 different approaches, and see once again why Hela is such a good counter against Super Scroll and why she's part of the Arena meta. And she has been part of the Arena meta since Super Scroll was introduced in the game. So as always, if you like the information on these videos, make sure you share it with your friends on Facebook and Discord. If you're new to my channel, make sure you subscribe for more Marvel Strike Force content, and make sure you smash that like button like a boss. Okay, so who's an absolute boss? Of course is going to be Hela. And of course, the bigger your Hela is, the better. Sort of, it's actually, Hela is like Doctor Doom. You have to keep it in between. You don't want her to be too big, or you don't want her to be too small. The cat jumping on the window. Hela is one of those characters that you have to keep it in between, like Doctor Doom. You don't want her to be too big, otherwise you're not going to be able to use not her, but the Greg, right? The biggest thing about this counter and about Hela is the Greg, and if Greg is too big, you might not be able, your enemies might not be able to kill him, and if your Greg is too small, he might not be able also to do other things like having negative effects on himself. And this is why Hela is such a good counter against the Super Scroll, and specifically in Arena, because with Greg on the field, if you have Super Scroll, that means you have one more body for the enemy team to apply negative effects towards, which is going to speed up your scroll. And at the same time, if that body is Greg, and if Greg, on top of the negative effects, he also dies from those negative effects, that means you're also going to turn rewind the enemy scroll by 10%, right? So, in the case that you have your own Super Scroll and you have Hela, that means you're going to have always a 20% turn advantage over the enemies for your scroll, right? Because once again, you are turn rewinding the enemies by 10%, and you are getting negative effects which speed up your Super Scroll by 10%. So that's make a 20% difference in the match between the enemy scroll and your own scroll. And even if you do not have Super Scroll, it doesn't matter, because you are still turning winding the enemies by 10%, and most of the characters that we have right now in Arena, they attack multiple targets all the time. So we have Robbie Reyes, we have Hardlight, we have Black Cat, we have the enemy Super Scroll, we also have Apocalypse, we have Void Knight, we have Green Goblin. Like most of the characters, they always attack multiple targets. So that means you have every turn, the enemies have their own turn. You have multiple opportunities for the Gregs to die, and once again keep turning winding the enemy Super Scroll over and over again, and this is going to make the fight super easy. And this is why like Hela is such a cheat code, and no one has been talking about it, only me, for multiple months. You can ask in the comments. For multiple months that I have been showing this on a live stream, but no one is paying attention. And that's how you really counter the super scroll in arena without having super scroll. Once again, we're taking a look at matches in a second. Now, I just want to show you the secret defenders because they are going to be part of the characters that we are going to use. So these are my secret defenders. We are going to use Hard Light as all the T4 skirmisher eyes await. Then you have Black Cat. It's going to be very important for you to have the passive on Black Cat. This makes it even easier because that means you always have guaranteed turning wind on your enemies. And then, of course, Robbie Race, the bigger the better. I think all of these characters, the bigger the better. Hard Light is the one that doesn't need to be as big, but the other ones, the better, the bigger the better, because you can kill them, right? And then the last character is going to be Apocalypse. So you can diverge a little bit from this combination, but I think this is the most accessible setup possible. Apocalypse at this point, he has been available for like 1.5 years, so most people should have him. Then we have Black Cat, we have Robbie Race, and we have Hard Light. All of these characters are farmable, and you can obtain red stars for them for free. And then Hela. I mean, Hela has been around for what? How many years? 40 years, so everyone should have Hela. And once again, with this combo, you can beat any team in arena without having any problem. And once again, even if you have your own super scroll, Hela is going to help you out because you're going to have that 20% difference in terms of the setup. And like I've been saying, even on defense, I use Hela. So yeah, it's a huge difference whether you have super scroll or not. So with this in mind, let's take a look at the matches and see how exactly they perform on different situations. Okay, so here we go for the first match. Let's see if we can see which team we are facing. Let's try once again. So we are facing the one with Quicksilver, I think, or with Dr. Doom. I'm not sure which one it is. It should be the one with Quicksilver. So this one with Quicksilver is also interesting because once again, Hela comes into play because we have another body on the field, and that's going to be another target that Quicksilver can attack. I like to keep Hela in the middle because she's already slow, but you want her to spread the negative effects, right? So you want to make sure that she goes late so she can really spread all the negative effects on the enemies. So this version, we have a Super Scroll, we have a Quicksilver, we have Apocalypse, Black Cat, and Robbie Race, Ghost Rider. Okay, so there we go. Scroll starts right away by killing one Greg. And now our Hard Light is going to turn rewind the enemy team, and this is because we have the passive on Black Cat. The passive for Black Cat has been available for many months already, so you should have it already unlocked, I hope. And now we are going to ability block the enemy Black Cat. You can also do this to Apocalypse or to whoever you want. It's supposed to ability block. It flips the immunity and then ability blocks, but I guess it doesn't always work. And you can see that the enemy scroll, he seems kind of slow, right? And yeah, he's kind of slow exactly because of the Gregs. They already killed 2 or 3 Gregs, so that's 30% difference that we have when it comes to the speed bar. And that will protect us from the enemy Super Scroll. Okay, so now he applies the ultimate. That's fine because he used the special of Apocalypse, so we were protected. And now we're going to spread all those negative effects from the Robbie Race to someone else. And after that, we just have to clear up, which is quite great. So once again, Hela, just that little bit of turning wind, 30%, 40% turning wind, it's really huge when it comes down to the arena, because you can shut down their Super Scroll or their Apocalypse, and then it's pretty much game over. So you can see right here, I was even greedy. I went after the Quicksilver rather than the Super Scroll. Apocalypse just died with the bleeds, and now we just have to clear up the Super Scroll and the Scarlet Witch, and we are done. So this is the first match that we are taking a look at. So we had Secret Defenders, we had Quicksilver, we had Apocalypse, and of course we had Super Scroll. And we just used the most basic team ever. 3 Secret Defenders, plus our Apocalypse, plus our Hela, and that's pretty much it. Now we're going to take a look at the next match, and I think we are facing Radiant Deal or something. And this team became popular by Mobile Gamer. Mobile Gamer thought it was a great idea to put a very small Drax in the corner, and then you have your hard light there in the corner and no one can attack you. Well, guess what? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because we'll have the power of Greg, and that's pretty much it. So once again, we have no Super Scroll, and they have Super Scroll, so no problem there. Once again, another Greg that died. Now we are going to turn rewind them. Once again, for this, it's important for you to have the passive with empowered ability for Black Cat. You need to make sure that you stun the enemy hard light and apply Disrupt to her so she cannot taunt. And now once again we are going to use the special of Robbie Race. This is preferable for you to use next to Super Scroll so you can remove his offense up, and like this he does less damage to you. Okay, now we only got one Greg dead, but that was just 10% difference, and our Apocalypse is already going first, so that means we can shut down the enemy Apocalypse or the enemy Super Scroll if he has vulnerability. I went for the Apocalypse to play safe. The enemy Super Scroll, even without offense up, was able to kill my Hela, but this gives another turn rewind to him, 10%, and like I was saying, that just a small amount of turn rewind is enough to shut down the scrolls, especially if they have slow from the Apocalypse ultimate. So you can see that now we can do whatever we want to the enemy Apocalypse or to the enemy scroll. We are going to ability block him with a special. We are going to apply vulnerabilities to him, push him below the 50% mark so it activates his passive. And now we apply slow to him and he's pretty much shut down because with such a little amount of targets, well, he can no longer get a speed bar. And we're also not going to get buffs. So like I said, he's shut down. And then our light, we just have to basic her to Oblivion, apply some more Blitz for her, and that's pretty much it. So once again, Hela being massive influence when it comes into play, because once again, just a small amount of turn rewind is really enough to shut down the scroll. And once again, this is probably the cheapest team you can use right now, right? All these characters have been part of the meta for a very long time. Now we are going to take a look at a different match with Green Goblin. So I think we are going to cover all the different situations that we can find on the meta right now. If it's Void Knight, it's pretty much the same thing. It doesn't really matter. Green Goblin, it actually makes it easier for us because he's going to kill more Gregs than on any of the other teams that we have seen before. So once again, they have Super Scroll, they have Hard Light, they have Robbie Race. We are going to turn rewind them. They don't have Black Cat, so that's even better for us because you don't even need the passive to turn rewind them. They kill another Greg. This is already the second Greg that they kill, so we have a 20% turn advantage. Now, once again, we are going to stun the Hard Light. And not only she's going to be stunned, but she also has Disrupt, so she's not going to be able to taunt. Okay, we have another turn. Now, once again, we are going to remove the offense up from scroll just to make it as safe as possible. Ability block on the Green Goblin is also nice, so he doesn't do his ultimate turn rewinds us. They kill another Greg. Once again, great for us because we keep turn rewinding them. Here we got a little bit unlucky because the Apocalypse tried to stun the scroll and then the scroll reflected the stun for our Apocalypse, so that was a little bit inconvenient. They kill another Greg. Unfortunately, they also killed the Hela, but guess what? They are pretty much shut down, and now you're going to ultimate on the enemy Apocalypse. He's going to get so many bleeds and trauma that he's going to die just from that. Okay, so here we go. Let's take a look at the end of this match. We're just gonna flood that scroll with the bleeds. He's going to do his ultimate, but without offense up, he's not going to be able to do too much damage. And now we just have to clear up once again. So we have multiple teams, multiple different scenarios, all of them with scroll and us without scroll, just using Hela, and that was enough to shut down scroll in arena for sure, even without using Black Knight. So that's pretty much it. So there you go, guys. This is how you counter Super Scroll for the future, I guess. This was how you could counter Super Scroll in the past. You don't need Black Knight to counter Super Scroll. Once again, the solution has been with us all along. It's Hela, it's the super powerful Greg, And once again, you can use this on offense, you can use this on defense. I've been using it for many months, and if you want this kind of exclusive information, you usually only find it on my live streams, which happen most of the days of the week on YouTube and on Twitch. So that's going to be the video, guys. I hope you guys enjoy it. Let me know in the comments below if you tried out this team, if you have been successful with this team against Super Scroll without it, and if you try one of my other videos where I use the Green Goblin and Void Knight, also able to counter Super Scroll, but not to the extent and the consistency of this version with Ella. So let me know all of that in the comments below, and as always, if you like the information on these videos, make sure you share it with your friends on Facebook and Discord. If you're new to my channel, make sure you subscribe for more Mouse Strike Force content, and I will catch you guys later.